Yeah, I mean, because 4 years ago, I'm watching TV and there's a Samsung commercial
Yeah.
with LeBron
Right.
and Welcome to the Terrordome
Right.
is the song of
Right.
that commercial. And it fits so well
Mhm.
and it's so powerful.
Yeah.
And at that time, that song is what, 20, 30 years old?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah. LeBron James has made the effort, and we never met either. I've never met LeBron James.
Yeah.
Made the effort to know that with his voice as an athlete, he's going to say, and he's making his mark. So to talk about comparing LeBron James and Michael Jordan stops on the court and it goes in a different place with
Oh yeah,
LeBron.
no,
And a different time.
LeBron has done so much more
But
off
in a
the
different
court
time.
than Jordan that it's
Yes.
not even.
But
it's
I'm not even going to get
even
into
close.
and I'm not going to get in the area of what Jordan isn't, but I'm saying
Yeah,
LeBron's time, he recognized who he is in this time and was fearless about going about it.
yeah,
So, I mean, like I said, you talk to Sal will tell you at that time, Craig Hodges was that man. He just wasn't the
Mhm.
superstar.
Yeah.
John Sally would tell you, coming under the wing of Isaiah, never to be fearless. You walk, you like you 7'1", you don't be 7'1" and act like you 6'9".
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you're not playing small ball. You 7'1", stand tall, man. So LeBron is also evolutionary too.
Mm-hmm.
He's not revolutionary. It's the same thing even when people talk about hip hop. Public Enemy is revolutionary in hip hop. Things are evolutionary. It doesn't say revolutionary and evolutionary is better than or less than. It's just that evolution comes out of you and you got to recognize to grab it and go forward with it. And maybe be revolutionary in some things, but things have been done before. You could carry it further.
Yeah.
And that's what LeBron James does in sports. Talib Kweli has done in hip hop.
Mhm.
He's him and Mos Def come along, and Black Star, they're evolutionary because
Oh,
they
yeah.
said we know where to take this and even be further fearless in it.
Yeah, no, I remember when I interviewed Jalen Rose and we were talking about how, in Detroit,
Yeah,
they didn't like Jordan.
yeah.
And I remember one of the, and that was one of the cities where you get clowned for wearing Nikes, like take off them weak ass Jordans. And he was like, yeah, and I'm trying to figure out, and I'm thinking of my man Chuck, I like Nike, but
Yeah, I
wait
saw
a
that.
minute.
But imagine just being a guy growing up in Detroit, and you pointed to something that's really important. The bad boys represented the city. And so I remember like seeing people like, you wearing Jordans? To the point where we would clown people for rocking Jordans. And then Uncle Chuck was like, I like Nike, but wait a minute. I was like, oh, I'm done for show now.
I saw that.
And that was, you saw that, right?
Yeah, I mean, Detroit, Chicago, man. Come on, 4-hour drive, man. Come on, really, seriously, you can't go to Chicago with anything for Detroit and the same thing. That goes back in music. Look, man, back when they had like the Chess subsidiary, when they had Checker Records
Mhm.
and Cadet of Chicago, and they putting out Fontella Bass and Etta James and all that, you got Motown. Man, them two cities was like, we ain't get it, man. And the thing about it, the Funk Brothers is kind of swinging between both cities. But Detroit and Chicago are rival cities no matter what.
No matter what.
And they had their thing. So Isaiah coming out of Chicago, being a Detroit main guy as an athlete, man, and you come on, man, you can see that how that's going to play out.
Yeah.
And I saw that as a young person growing up, as a younger adult, and said, yeah. But I have family from Detroit. I have family from Chicago, so Detroit always was special to me. I've been going to Detroit since '67 as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So that Detroit blew my mind because I never seen so many Black people have something in Detroit. I'm coming from New York. My parents born in Harlem. I'm going to Detroit. Cats got lawns and kind of new cars and like, whoa. And even on Long Island, because in Long Island, you're in enclaves, you're in small towns.
Mhm.
Detroit was a city.
Yeah.
And that's why looking at Detroit the last 20, 25 years, 30 years, I can imagine how it is when people in the heyday, but also those people are like 80s and 90s now. It's just that generation is almost gone. All the Motown people in their 70s and 80s, and the younger people, you talk about the Jalen Rose, Chris Webber era
Mhm.
of Detroiters, the Awesome Dre's, the Champ Towns. This is like a notch right before you start getting into the Eminems, the Kid Rock, and then go further up into Royce, the 5'9", and then all the guys, the D12 guys and stuff like that. I've been going to Detroit so long. I did a voiceover documentary for all the Detroit rappers, and you know, Champtown did it. He's had some relationship that's on and off. And Champtown, this rapper that I'm naming from Detroit, he's I go and record something for his album. I go to Warren, I drive my car to Warren, I go in the basement, and it's like, oh, house in the basement, leaky pipes, low ceiling. It's Kid Rock is the engineer. Studio in his house.
Well,
So I'm like, oh, so Rocco, man. I said, yo, like, you know, and he has a high top fade in the
I
early
remember that,
90s
yeah.
on Jive. So he's like, yeah, I did the thing and all, but this is what I'm doing now. Cause I said, yo, and he plays me this stuff with Shortcut and all that. I said, man, maybe I could bring you over to Def Jam. So nah, I'm kind of dealing with Atlantic and this thing called Lava. And then Kid Rock becomes Kid Rock.